There are nearly as many pets in Britain today as there are people. But amongst the millions of doting owners is a small minority whose love for animals has reached extreme levels.
We've got 41.
And I live with a swarm of cats.
It's what makes me happy. And if anything's going to get in the way of that, then they're going to take my happiness away from me.
At the moment, I've got 60 animals.
Everybody needs to be loved, and my dogs love me.
In this film, we witness what happens when animal obsessions get out of hand.
Well, there is a lot of people out there that tell me I shouldn't be doing that to the dogs and it's not right.
What sick who puts a picture of a puppy and makes fun of it?
The relationship breakdowns.
Second marriage broke down through all the stress, basically. It was difficult.
And the risk of losing everything.
We had to have police out because of a brick through front window.
If they evict me, what's going to happen with me cats?
Can a love for animals go too far and turn into an addiction?
Kisses too.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I guess, I mean, in a way, I've been alone too long.
I mean, you can't live life in cuckoo land, can you?
Anthony, really shut your kisser now.
Nearly half of all households in Britain own at least one pet. But for some, one is nowhere near enough.
God.
In Barnsley, Yorkshire, Lynn Everett shares her 3-bedroom semi with 41 dogs.
Some people want to be nurses, some people want to work in an office. All I've ever wanted is lots of dogs.
Yes! Good morning!
I knew when I got my first dog that I'd always have dogs. I love dogs. Who don't?
The majority of Lynn's collection are highly sought-after pedigrees.
We have 4 little chihuahuas, 3 Chinese cresteds, and the rest are miniature bull terriers and French bulldogs.
But just as important to her are the dogs that many people would have given up on.
If they've got a problem, you look after them and you love them.
This one's Mini-Me. As you can see from her legs, they're all bent, buckled. She had meningitis as a baby.
This one's Teacup. She's 4 years old. She had hydrocephalus and had to have a shunt in her brain to take water fluid from between her brain and her skull.
This is Tina. She's had cancer and had her ear removed. Her other ears, well, might have to be. She's had 3 prolapse rectums, but she's still here and she's happy. Are you, girl?
Lynn's canine compulsion dramatically affects every aspect of her life, including her relationship with husband Tony.
Last time I went on holiday was 21 years ago, on my honeymoon. I haven't been on holiday since. The dogs, no matter what, will always come first. This is what it's about, isn't it, sweetheart? Picking you up and having a kiss, totally relaxed in a mummy's arms, because she knows she's safe. She knows she's safe because mummy's got her.
It was Lynn's father who got her hooked.
My dad believed that kids should always have animals around them.
After he passed away, dogs became a compulsion for Lynn.
Originally it was 1, and then it became 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And for the last 12 years, it's been the same number, 41.
Lynn would have more dogs, but 41 are the maximum the council will allow her to keep, something that causes friction with Tony.
The fact remains is that you can't go over the numbers that are stipulated by the local authority. And that's it. End of story. And once you start approaching or getting near that, that's when tension comes in.
Anthony, shut your kiss and...
Lynn, bollocks. Lynn and myself will have so many arguments about pups that it'd be just almost impossible to live.
Lynn exhibits many of the hallmarks of an addict, but doesn't see a problem.
Are all my dogs an obsession, an illness, whatever? No, they're not. There's something I want to do in life. Is it a collection? Is it something wrong in my brain? No, I'm crazy about my dogs.
Looking after a family of 41 is a 24-hour operation, scooping 120 poops a day.
Come on! It's on my fucking sofa!
And preparing over 15,000 dinners each year.
That's today's dinner.
Feeding time takes about 2 hours to prepare. Everybody has different. There's 41 dinners to prepare, 41 dishes to wash after you've prepared it. And you have got to allow them time to eat it, so it does take quite a while to feed all these mouths.
It's so easy to get behind with everything.
I'm going slightly mad. They don't all eat beef, Lynn.
You know, if you're such an expert, you can do it.
No, I'm not an expert,
Exactly,
Lynn.
because if I'm not up, I have to get up and make dinners.
No, I'm not done about that. I'm on about that. You don't explain who has beef and who has chicken. You don't all have it.
I'm not here.
Good. Fucking idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
We argue because I have one way of doing it and he has another.
When you've got so many, you've got to be there while they are feeding so they're not arguing. Hey! People actually don't realise how much hard work, but my choice, so I'm not complaining. Come on, din din.
I think I'll have a tablet or two.
Come on, move it, cowboys. Oh, look, you've crapped.
Some extreme animal lovers can't stop amassing their favourite creatures around them. In Blythe, Northumberland, Steve Lucock's collected animals for nearly 40 years.
At the moment, I've got 60 animals.
And it's had a detrimental effect on his life.
I live by myself, I'm unattached, I don't have a girlfriend, don't have a wife.
Steve's last relationship ended when his animal obsession got out of hand.
My second marriage broke down through all the stress, basically. It was difficult. And basically, I got left alone with all the animals. And now, I'm in life. I haven't got time for a relationship. It's not the most important thing. The most important thing to me is looking after these. To me, this is the worst job. And more. You know that feeling when you want to scream? I won't be long, baby.
Many of the animals Steve owns can't be kept in the same space, so Steve is forced to use every corner of his home to keep them apart.
We've got Pink and Floyd, the African grey parrots, Diamond the barn owl, this is Roly-Poly, and we've also got snakes in here. This here is Zoltar. This is Zeus. He's a platinum fox. That there's Zante. This is little Lola. This is my bedroom, or should I say Flower the Meerkat's boudoir.
Steve got hooked on animals at the tender age of 7.
I've always had a love for animals. I used to watch wildlife programs. I used to get upset when people used to harm them. I used to want to be able to do something for them. I used to want to take every single animal under my wing and help it, and that's never changed.
And he's dedicated his life to his obsession.
I honestly believe that my purpose is to help these animals make a better future for them. I don't think that is an addiction. I think that's caring. I think that is what humanity should be. I can't understand anybody that doesn't want to care for animals. I don't understand people that want to harm them. Last but not least, come on.
And Steve's compulsion to care has no limits.
One day you look and think, oh my God, that 60's become 80, which I'm sure will happen. Like I said, I can't say no. Yeah, this one here's a new arrival, by the way. Yet another mouth to feed.
The trouble is, Steve can no longer afford to keep up his habit.
I'm literally counting pennies every day. Counting pennies, working for pennies, and every penny goes straight to the animal. It's extortionate. It really, really is. I mean, you can be looking at close to £1,000 a month, especially if there's vet bills thrown in. And then I'm struggling and I'm borrowing off my mother. I'm just...
But however much they cost, Steve's adamant no one is leaving.
Regardless of money, finance, whatever, sell the last shirt on my back to feed them.
130 miles away in Barnsley, Lynn Everett pays for her 41 dogs by making some of her prized pooches earn their own keep.
Chunk is an excellent stud. He's been trained by me. He does exactly as he's told. No messing. He does the job. The job is mating ladies. Continual sex, man. He's got job every man'd like, ain't he?
Lynn pimps Chunk out at around £1,000 a pop. It's much needed cash for her 41-a-day habit. And today, it's lucky bitch Susan's turn to pay Chunk a visit with her owner, Tony.
Hiya, come on in. Have you had a feel?
She's a bit tight at top still, so she's gonna need lubing.
It's vet lube for AI procedures and when you want to feel up the tuppence or up the posterior without it getting a bit rough. Let me go and get Sexy Joe from Mexico. Come on, son. We've got a job for you to do, haven't we? Come on.
When it comes to the mating game, Chunk is an old hand. But this is Susan's first time.
I'm going to take him that way, you'll bring her that way. There you go. Jesus. This isn't vet lube, you know. It's super glue of the best sort. Job done. Hey, that's it. Good boy. Oh, that's it.
Lynn's obsession costs her £30,000 a year, a large amount of which is spent on keeping her disabled dogs alive and healthy.
My Bubble's a special girl. And it's nice just to be special.
French Bulldog Bubble is blind in both eyes.
Yeah, I could have had it put to sleep like most people would, but I wouldn't. I've still got them. Just because they're not perfect, most people would have listened to a specialist and had them put to sleep. I couldn't. Peel a little nail back. Press. People might think I'm crazy sat here doing this. It'll just be something else for people to go, oh my God, that's awful. The only downside to having 41 dogs is other people's negativity. And not only negativity, they're really nasty about it. I don't ask them to have 41 dogs. They're my 41, and if they want one, I've one. I want 41. Just look at these, Chippy. Chippy, I bet you're jealous. I bet she's jealous of how beautiful you are. You're gorgeous too, aren't you? You can have your hair done.
Virtually eaten out of house and home by 60 animals, Steve Lucock's life is a far cry from what it once was.
When I was in my early 20s, I was at Holiday Park as a comedy magician. I had some animals in my caravan, and I was told I had to get rid of them because animals weren't allowed on the site, which is why I lied and said they were in the act. And the act basically caught on. The height of the career was based, I suppose, in a way, Britain's Got Talent. That was our first taste of fame as such. But at the time, I thought, wow, this is it, we've made it.
Eventually, the showbiz spotlight went out. The work dried up, and his wife left him and the animals for good.
He's molting like mad. There you go. Kiss.
Steve and his animals are still in a kind of show business. And he's performing tonight.
Forward. Good boy. I do a free animal interactive show for the holidaymakers. Plus, of course, it also educates the kids about animals, which is the main thing. Don't get paid, but what they do is they tend to put donations in the bucket at the end. I sometimes leave there feeling a bit simply because it is so quiet. The worst I've ever taken, I think I probably took about £8 once, which I'd spent more than that on petrol getting there and back. Looks like a play school with not many kids there. It's gonna be fun, isn't it? Oh dear. Hi, kids! Everybody do what I do after 3. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! So everybody do what I do. Go whoa!
Steve hopes his act will teach kids to be more compassionate towards animals.
Try again. I'm joking. Oh, bless him. It's all right.
But it's not working out too well.
What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 quid, give or take 5, 10p. Yeah, so just under 20 quid.
Unless things improve, Steve will need to find a new way to fund his obsession, else he faces losing his animals for good.
Yes, I'm the mad cat lady with...
In Cairn, Wiltshire, Mary Cunningham Simpson also has an animal habit.
We're all barking mad, aren't we?
For the last 20 years, Mary's been collecting cats, and now the house is swarming with them.
They just roam the house. I'm just here to look after them, aren't I? You've lost that one now. There you are.
The majority of people with animal obsessions are older females living alone. The stereotypical mad cat lady.
They haven't got a voice. And if you run over a cat, you don't have to report it to the police. But if you run over a dog, you have. They've got no, they've got no statutory rights, which we cats think's wrong, don't we? Oh, God.
But Mary's paying the price for a house full of cats. It's left her on the brink of losing everything.
This is the letter I got from the Housing Association saying my house smelt of cat faeces and cat urine. They were saying that the number of cats in one house is not good for health and health of your visitors. You said you would not get rid of any of them. I won't. They brought the antisocial behaviour officer and this other chap came with her because you know my cats are naughty, don't you? They said they were ripping the place apart. They're really massacring the place. They're having to chew the plaster. They're eating the skirting boards. They're doing everything according to them. And he reckons the house was in a state of disrepair. They were saying, oh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Oh, it needs decorating. This needs doing, that needs doing. I thought, well, I'm doing the best. They should try it on pensioners' rates.
If Mary doesn't clear her clutter and give the house a lick of paint, her and her cats could face eviction.
Like walking on eggshells, doing everything I should do to keep the Housing Association sweet. I don't want to lose the cats. That's always in the back of my mind. I mustn't lose these, because I'd do anything for this lot.
Luckily, Mary has a plan.
There's some nice things here, but there's too much. So you can't see the nice things. There's just too much. And I've just got to sell.
If she can sell some of her things, she'll clear space and have some money to smarten up the house.
The carnival's coming up on the 27th. I can get rid of a lot of stuff there and it makes a good bit of money for this lot. And my word, they do need a lot of money.
But there's a problem.
At the moment, the pitch I'm hoping for at the carnival is in jeopardy because they said I haven't got the right insurance policy. I think they have got it in for me full time. I'll try not to be put on especially by authority. I'm a little rebel at heart.
The council is insisting Mary has public liability insurance, but she claims they've accepted her home insurance as cover in the past.
I'm hoping that this little piece of paper, because it's an insurance policy, will be the right bit so I can get the pitch that I need on the 27th for the carnival. I'm going to go down the town hall and hopefully when I present this bit of paper, I'm hoping that I will get the result that I want.
Animal dependency might seem more acceptable than other types of addiction, but in the most severe cases, it can be just as destructive. In Wiltshire, Mary Cunningham-Simpson is planning a fundraising drive.
Hi gang, Mummy's home.
She needs the cash if she's to have any chance of saving her and her cats from eviction.
Come on, let's get into the kitchen. Come on. Let's see if they phoned us back.
My colleagues informed me that you came in with some insurance for the summer festival. So I'm sorry I missed you, because otherwise I could have had a word with you. Unfortunately, home insurance doesn't cover the stall for the summer fair. It needs to be public liability insurance.
They don't want me to do it. They've had it before, they've had that bit of paper before. I've done it for years with that bit of paper.
Without the money raised at the carnival, it could be curtains for Mary and the cats.
I'm gutted because that would have made some money for them. I don't know how I'm going to sell this stuff, I really don't. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Hello? It's Miss, yeah? Oh, you made me cry. Because I sell the stuff for the animals.
The council have had a change of heart.
Yeah, thank you. Bye, bye. I've got it now. I've done it for 9, maybe 10 years with that bit of paper. Oh, Milky. We can make some money now, darling. We can make some money. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Every penny I get goes to this lot. And I love them. I love them. I'll do anything for them.
With 60 animals dependent on him, a career going nowhere and facing financial disaster, Steve Lucox hit rock bottom.
I'd love to be earning enough to pay tax. Absolutely love it. But, yeah, unless you can get this lot to live on thin air, I've got no chance. HM Revenue and Customs, yeah. It's a tax credits renewal. I've gone through the usual formula with identification. Now they're going to answer it in a moment. Or at least they would go into 10 minutes ago. Nope, still no answer. Well, it's a nice half-hour phone bill for nothing. The finances are terrible. It's absolutely awful. I rely mainly on kids' birthday parties at the weekend, but people, haven't got the money. So although weekends, my diary's looking busy, by the time you've paid the petrol, and then the insurances and all the rest of it, the animals literally eat everything else. It's trying to find rent and stuff like that is impossible. If anything happens with one of the animals, it's vet bills that cost a fortune. I've got to find a way of trying to make more money.
Out of options and facing the unthinkable scenario of giving up his animals, Steve turns to the only thing he knows, show business.
Come with us to the world of hope, a world where man and animal can live together in peace and harmony. A world where there is no hunting, no cruelty, no dogfighting, no fox hunting. A world of animal chic, 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 chic. You there? Yeah, sorry.
Steve's putting the last of his savings into a brand new make-or-break show called Animal Chic.
At the beginning of time, the Native American Indian used to worship animals. The buffalo and the eagle were sacred. The symbol of the curled serpent was placed on rocks and plants to protect the animals from the evil spirit and from the white man that used to cut down their trees and take their home. Next thing, I had to make a stand for it as well. This tree trunk here I had made, and as you can see, it's got little doors on it. I've still got to work out how to open them, but basically there's an animal inside. Obviously I wouldn't put a big animal in there because it would be cruel. I want something that can go in there and walk about and be happy whilst it's there. And the idea is at certain points when I open this, it will jump out and come up for a cuddle. Hi, Mum. Why are they cutting all the trees down? Where have the animals gone? When there's no trees, where are they going to live? What about the raccoon? The meerkats? The foxes? There's still a lot of work to do for it, but at least I've made a start.
With everything on the line for Steve, the pressure's showing.
That's one of the hardest parts about doing this. It is something really close to my heart.
Denial can be a common trait amongst addicts, but in Croydon, 27-year-old Emmy Stevens is under no illusion about her growing obsession.
Everyone is addicted to something in life, and a lot of people are addicted to things that are not so great and they don't get anything back from it, whereas I'm addicted to dogs. My first dog I got was Doodles. I rescued him from a puppy farm. I just felt that he needed someone and so did I, so I took him home. The feeling that I got from taking Doodles on is just like no other feeling I'd ever had before. I'm literally addicted to that feeling.
At just 27 years old, Emmy has already amassed 12 dogs. And for her, it's just the beginning.
If I could care for a lot more, I would. But my house is just a normal house. It's not actually built to look after 12 dogs, but I make space for them. The end of the sofa's theirs. When we go to bed, a lot of them try to sleep on the bed with me. But there's not much space, so there's dog beds in the bedroom as well.
Many animal obsessives see their pets as an extension of their own family.
I do refer to my dogs as my fur babies because I do have that maternal feeling. It's natural for women to have that nurturing feeling and want to care. I have that side where I want to baby my dogs, but not baby my dogs to a point where they're not dogs anymore. They still have a normal doggy life, but I just enjoy dressing them up, making them look good, and their little pretty dresses, and making my staffy look handsome. Good boy. So let's try this on Doodles and see how well you look as a clown. Good boy, Doodles. I've just recently done a doggy wedding where I married my Shih Tzu Coco and my staff Bailey together, and they obviously was in full attire. Bailey had his tuxedo on and Coco had her beautiful wedding dress. They had a reception afterwards where they had their wedding cake and all of their doggy friends came to their reception. I was like the doting mum and I did pamper Coco, and obviously right before her photography session she had her nails painted, she had a fresh haircut and bath, blow dry with her doggy perfume on, and she had her garter on, and then obviously I helped dress her in her dress. She just looked fantastic. Yes, you're beautiful.
Emmy's unique relationship with her animals attracts attention, not all of it positive.
Well, there is a lot of people out there that tell me I shouldn't be doing that to the dogs and it's not right and I'm babyfying them. But the thing is, when you meet my dogs and you see my dogs, they're still normal dogs. I haven't babyfied my dogs. I just go a bit over the top.
Emmy doesn't have any real children of her own and is concerned how she'd cope.
I do worry, one, that I may not bond with my child like I bond with my dogs. Two, that my dogs may not take to having a baby here. Also, there could be a lot of jealousy amongst the dogs and they could start getting quite disturbed and upset and fighting. But I would never let anything get in the way of my dog addiction, because it's what makes me happy. And if anything's going to get in the way of that, then they're going to take my happiness away from me. It's been 7 years, and I think it will be another 70 years. You know, it won't stop.
In Blythe, Steve's handing out flyers with Mo the raccoon in a desperate attempt to attract an audience to tonight's premiere of Animal Chic.
Hello, you're under you too. Ah, get out of my mouth. Ah.
Somebody says it was a badger.
Badger, you daft kid. You said it was a badger, no?
It looks like a badger. Can I give you one of these? I actually do private parties as well, but it educates kids. I've got a new show opening tonight. Can I give you one of these? I've got a new show. Oh, hey, love, can I give you one of these? You've got a show opening tonight. No, you mate. Ah, it's a baby raccoon. Yeah, little baby raccoon. She's rescued. Ah, she's lovely. She's called Mo.
What the people of Blythe don't know is that Mo and her 59 friends' future may well depend on them. In Barnsley, having such an unusual obsession with dogs has made Lynn Everett a target for abuse.
We actually get a lot of abuse because of having all these dogs. That they're not social, they're not looked after, and, well, it gets worse than that. Let's go and rescue dogs and burn house down with them in it.
Yeah.
And directing it at us. Why would you want to rescue them? Why would you want to burn house down with us in it? We had to have police out because of a brick through front window, which I ignored, and then stop it. And then it got a bit too abusive. I've been called a dirty, smelly old bastard and bitch. Why do they say things like that?
Recently, the abuse has developed into personal attacks on social media.
What sick puts a picture of a puppy on with hydrocephalus and makes fun of it? No, you don't. Not me. I don't give a toss about that. I don't even care if I fucking look like that. I only see my face once every now and again in the mirror. See you morning. God bless.
As Tony settles in for the night shift, he discovers another upsetting video.
Tony! Tony! Get me another dog! I want the blind bitch with the purple jean. And count the dogs, Tony!
This time mocking Lynn and Tony's relationship.
And get that shit mopped up, Tony! Get me money in, 'cause I need another dog. Hey ho!
They're below contempt, aren't they? I mean, they're not proper people. They're just not proper people.
But however tough things get, Tony knows Lynn can't change.
Lynn loves them like a mother loves the baby. OK, she's a dog addict. But I think it goes further than addiction. It's not a... I think it's deeper than addiction. When she has dogs around her, it's a feeling that it sort of completes her being.
For animal obsessives, the fear of losing their pets can become the most worrying thing in their lives. In Cairn, Wiltshire, it's a big day for Mary. She needs to raise money fast to help her avoid eviction and the breaking up of her feline-filled home.
Now, if I get some money, I can decorate the house and they can't have a go.
After sidestepping the bureaucracy of the town council to get her pitch, Mary's not going to waste the opportunity.
We'll just wait for the punters.
It's a slow start, so it's time to turn on the charm.
Please help the unwanted animals. You spend £1, you get 5 tickets, and if the numbers match, you win whatever's on the table.
And with a little help from her friends,
Surprise, Mary! Oh my God!
things are soon looking up.
It's called Second Chance. Cat's home. Raffle ticket.
Oh, I'm with the crowd.
Okay. Second chance. 5. This is for a good cause. Excuse me, I know you're busy, but do you have any change on you that you could help with Second Chance Mary?
After 4 hours of hard graft, it's looking good for Mary.
I've nearly sold all my stuff and the carnival hasn't finished yet. And then I've got enough money for the cats and I've got enough money for the decoration. That means that I don't get addicted. It's been a great day.
But 190 miles away, in Barnsley, the abuse Lynn and Tony have received is causing problems.
I keep trying to tell you. I like dogs, you like dogs. And the people that don't like dogs take immediate umbrage from dogs that bark. You would sit there all day and not think to say, oi. Or you might
Tony, don't talk
or you may turn round and say, oi, after an hour and a half.
Tony, they've got to make a noise.
I'm not talking about them making a noise. But half the time, you don't even do that.
Oh, shut up.
No. You know it's true.
Oi! Shut up! I don't know how you can sit there barefaced and lie.
I mean, you can't live life in cuckoo land, can you?
Shut up, Tony.
Bollocks, Lynn.
Everybody in this area had a letter and asked if it was all right. They could have complained.
You didn't have so many dogs, Lynn.
But the bull terriers... Anthony, really shut your kisser now.
No, you didn't have so many dogs.
No, there weren't
Right
as
then.
many,
Right
but there
then.
were bull terriers, and it's bull terriers that are gobby arseholes.
Doesn't matter.
So there ain't hardly any bull terriers now, so they
No.
don't make half as much
Listen,
noise.
No, the fact remains is that it's just another notch for them to try and find fault, Lynn.
In the 40 years Steve Lucock's collected animals, he's never had a day quite as important as this one.
The show's got to work. Now we've sold boats, it's got to. Because I need more work, I need the money to feed them.
If the show doesn't go down well, it could spell the end for Steve's lifelong commitment to his animals.
Without the animals, I wouldn't have a reason to get up in the morning. Worst case scenario, I get thrown out of the house, I lose the animals. That is not going to happen. I won't let it happen.
But the fantastic Steve Lucock and his Animal Machine live on this very stage in just a few moments' time.
I do believe that if there's a purpose in life, then my purpose is to help all animals. And for as long as I live, I will continue doing that.
After years of performing in front of one man and his dog, Steve's desperate for a good turnout.
Please give a massive sounding warm welcome to the main man himself, Mr. Steve Lucock.
Come with us to the world of hope, a world where there is no killing, no scientific animal experiments.
Oh, life is so awful.
Mother Earth is getting stronger than ever now, and is calling to you, my children, for help. So look deeply into yourselves and then into the animals around you. Allow your love to grow.
Steve's publicity drive has worked. It's a full house.
You children are the next generation. You can change the laws, you can change the rules. You are the hope for all these animals.
I absolutely loved the show. It was really, really exciting, and my son had an absolutely great time. And it was a great story to give the children about the future.
There you go, sweetheart. Everyone say goodbye to little Mo.
was a really good message because people would kind of try to help the animals. I think it was a good message because it intrigued me to help animals when I was older.
It's amazing. It's brilliant. I'm really pleased with how it works. Looking forward to a better future. That's what it's all about.
With a hit show in his hands, Steve can earn the money he needs to keep his animals and no doubt increase his collection too.
I'm happier than I've been for ages. It's brilliant. Really, really great. Everybody's got their own agendas, everybody's got their own life. This is my life. And it's hard, it's difficult. Animals don't live as long as us, so it can be heartbreaking. But it's a life I've chosen, and it's a life I'm going to stick with. So long as an animal needs help, I'm going to help them.
We're going crazy walking.
Lynn and Tony's daily walks are a welcome relief away from internet trolls and abusers.
Oh, Tico!
Jesus, go. Where you going? Your dad's waiting for you. Yeah, you're next, fat man. Fat man.
Some people think it's wrong to keep 41 dogs in a 3-bedroom semi, but not Lynn.
I don't have a problem, it's other people that have a problem. And if they want to have a problem, they're small-minded. It's my choice what I do with my time and what I do with my life. It's nobody else's choice. I'm not crazy. I'm quite sane. I just love having dogs.
Life can be stressful with so many dogs, but Lynn and Tony wouldn't change it for the world.
When I look at it, we are lucky because you're so different to me, I'm so different to you, but we make it work.
I always look on the fact that because of me, you're very lucky.
You reckon? You reckon?
Yeah, because I think we complement each other.
It is hard work with dogs, but I love every minute. I love it, love it, love it. And I wouldn't swap it for anything. Is it close enough? Got you. Stop it! Ah! You will pursue. You idiot.